In the Old Testament, people are infused with special dignity because God created man in His own image. This special dignity of people who are made in the image of God is the basis for the admonition to care for those who cannot care for themselves, which include the poor and the sojourner. God's people in the Old Testament are frequently refugees and immigrants themselves. Like for example, Abraham is called by God to leave his homeland and go to a new land as an immigrant. Jacob flees to Haran to fear of Esau's revenge and later returned to Canaan with all his possessions at God's command. Israel is forced to sojourn in Egypt because of the famine, and God delivers them through Moses and leads them to Promised Land after 40 years of sojourn in the wilderness. God commanded the Israelites to care for those who are aliens, strangers, and sojourners in their own land, because God specifically tells them that you shall not oppress strangers, for you know the heart of a stranger, because you were a stranger in the land of Egypt, in Exodus 23 verse 9. And in relation to our text this morning in Genesis 31, of Jacob fleeing to his uncle Laban, as we go back to the previous chapter, Jacob went to northern Mesopotamia as a sojourner because of his fear to the threats of his brother Esau, and he stayed in the household of his uncle Laban for 20 years. We as a stranger in this land, we came out of our own country for many reasons, maybe political conflict, human rights violation, economic deprivation, and environmental disaster. And whatever it is, we are here to find solutions or answer why we left our country. Like Jacob, he left his land because of fear. He went to his uncle to seek comfort and help, but experienced something different. He worked hard, he had been cheated and unjustly treated, and he paid so dearly for his 2 wives. But God protected him. God tells Jacob to go back home when his circumstances is unbearable. The Lord gave personal direction to Jacob. God spoke to him in a dream and reminding him that it was He who made him prosper. God told him to arise and return to the land of his father and family, and the Lord will be with him. That is in chapter 31, verse 3 of Genesis. And God often leads us in the same pattern. After those years of hard labor, unjust treatment, false accusation, Jacob remained faithful. He remained faithful to his God. He remained honest. He is a man of great devotion and integrity, and is determined to return to his homeland, favored by God and prosperous. Like Jacob, as a stranger in this land, if we remain faithful to our God and determined to obey His command, God overrules the spirit of man in our favor, for it is not in vain to trust Him. Amen. And God bless you.